Hello, my name is Steve Clare. I am continuing on with my Dungeons and Dragons Red Book Rules 1980 edition RPG Solo Campaign-Adventure, which is limited to basic rules and expert rules. Let's see here. So I'm going to try to finish out the vampire storyline. So let's see here. Okay, so we have the normal bat taken care of. We have the giant bat taken care of. We have the giant vampire bat taken care of. It's not taking WERERAT lycanthrope, werewolf lycanthrope, normal rat, giant rat, normal wolf, dire wolf. Okay, we have the vampire. And that's 3 pages. Okay. So what's next on the list is normal rats. Or we can do the WERERAT. Let's do the WERERAT. Lycanthrope. This is that sheet. This is all one page. So we have armor class, I'm using a different eraser because I lost the other one. That happens. Things get lost and they get found. So I have backups. I have like half a dozen of these erasers. This is Pentel. Mars makes good erasers also. These block erasers. So Pentel mechanical pencils and Pentel pens are top quality pens. And pencils, mechanical pencils and mechanical pens. Okay. Armor class. Hit dice. Hit points is only when we've got 0 hit dice and 1 half hit dice. Anything above that, it don't do hit points. Move. Since we're doing rear ration, we should look at the. Do they have any special moves? No special moves. So we go with attacks. Damage. They don't do this. Oops, wrong one. Right one. One bite or weapon. Damage. One, two, four. Weapon. Number appearing. Save as. Morale. Treasure. Alignment. Okay. Armor class 7. Mine in human form. HD3 with a dot. 120 by 40. Number of carrying 1 to 8. Two to 16. Fighter 3. I don't know what that is. Not a critter. Or part of a critter. I put it back ready. Yeah, I see it. There. Yeah. That takes care of any future sneezes. Let's see here. Okay, so we say that's Fighter 3. Morale. Eight. Treasure C. Alignment. Chaotic. Alright, so now, let's see here. Environments. I did a lot of reading. Okay, redo that. Okay. Okay. Beasts who turn into... Okay, we're not going to do that. That's not environment. Okay, all lycanthropes will turn back into human form when killed. So when a WERERAT is killed, it'll turn into its animal form, which is, in my rules, a giant rat. Okay, I'm going to have to do some mechanics here. Animal form. In animal form, an lycanthrope may only be harmed by magic weapons, silvered weapons, or magic spells. The lycanthrope cannot speak normal languages, although it can speak with normal animals of its rare type. Wererats can speak with normal rats. Okay, lycanthropy is a disease. Environments. I'm going to put that in there. The disease will kill non-humans instead of turning them into wild creatures. The exception is giant rats. If a giant rat is damaged, they'll turn into a were-rat. So if a werewolf or werebill, any of the lycanthropes, even a were-rat, severely damages a giant rat, the giant rat has a chance of becoming will become a lycanthrope. And it'll be a rare rat. Wererats can speak common in either form, and they use any weapon. A WERERAT usually prefers to use a man-sized rat form, but may become a fully sized human. Okay, only a WERERAT spike causes an lycanthrope. Okay, we're going to put that environment. Only a rare. Okay. I'm probably going to have to redo this. Associated monsters. Okay. normal rats. It says here, okay, the lycanthrope cannot speak normal. The lycanthrope cannot speak normal languages, although it can speak with normal animals of its were type. For example, were-rats can speak with normal rats. So we have normal rats. We'll kill non-humans instead of turning them. So that would include dwarves, elves, and halflings. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to redo this. We're going to do the lycanthrope, and then make all the notes on the lycanthrope, and then I'm going to make an environmentalist, which is not going to have any data, and then I'm going to do associated lists, and then I'm going to do additional monsters. Okay, so let's do this again. Lycanthropes are humans who change into beasts. Wererats. That can turn into humans. can summon that as monsters. If a lycanthrope is hit by wolfbane, it must save versus poison or run away in fear. Must save versus poison. Or okay, wolfbane must be used in normal combat. Must okay. The spirit wolfbane must be swung or thrown as a weapon using normal combat procedures. Be used as a weapon. Let's put it over here. In normal combat procedures. We'll turn back into giant rat form. When killed. Some animals, such as horses, do not like the smell of things and will react in fear. Okay. Okay, that is okay, that's lycanthropy. This statement can be used describing additional monsters. So, in animal form, they want to be harmed by magic weapons. Okay. Because lycanthrope is a human. The WERERAT choose and when okay, so WERERAT in giant rat form. In lycanthrope form. Um, WERERATs prefer let's see. Organized up there. I'm going to have to reorganize these notes. Prefer to use man-size rat form. No, I have not group played D&D Red Book rules. I've group played AD&D, and in my AD&D experience, the WERERATs in giant human form are used or described as being having human arms and human legs and a rat body, a rat head or a human head. Rat neck head, neck and head, or human neck and head. And a tail. So, that's what I think when I say the human rat. Continued on back. Let's see here how we do this. Okay. Replicate. This is brand new data for me. I'm generating data from scratch. I have nothing to work with. This is, I do not have pre-existing data to work with, so it is on. One, two, three, four. So all of this is, you know, I have no forms to work with. So this is Dungeons and Dragons RPG Red Book Rules. Copyright 1980. Page 1 of 2. I don't want to make that assumption. Environmental system. Oh, not, there's no N, there's just a C. Lincoln, I'm thinking, I'm allergic to the lincomycin. And it's L-Y-N. So, it's lincomycin starts out with Lincoln, so. I have got to rewrite everything anyways, because spelling's errors everywhere. Lycanthropes, okay. Okay. Armor class. Seven. 9 for a human form. HD3 dot, no, hit dice. Hit dice, hit dice, hit dice. Hit dice. 0 HP. One. There's 9. Connect that. Okay, so I corrected that. Okay. Hit dice 3. Move 120. Attacks. One bite. Or weapon. Damage. One, two, 4. Or weapon. Number of hearing. One to 8. 2 to 16. So that's 1 to 8 is normal dungeon encounters. 2 to 16 is a dungeon layer. Times 5 is wilderness layer. Dungeon layer times 5 is wilderness layer. Save as Fighter 3. Now 8. Treasure C. 9. Chaotic. And then we do the lycanthropy. Leakin, not Lincoln. Leak. Leakan. Lichen. Lycanthropy. That's also another pronunciation variation. Lycanthropy. And Lincoln Myson is like Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Lycanthropy is a lycanthropy. Okay. Is a disease lycanthropy is a disease WERERATs are beasts that can turn into humans. Okay, let's flip this over. We'll turn back to the giant rat form I killed. Prefer to use man-sized rat form. may become a full-size human. We have nothing on the back, so once all this data gets scratched out, this goes bye-bye. Goes in the trash. Let's see here, we do not need that. Alright, let's get this information here. Okay, since giant rats prefer the rat form, what I'm going to say is in animal form, they may be attacked normally and may speak any known languages. Well, that's okay. In human form, in animal form, they can be attacked in any normally. In human form, they only can be harmed by magic weapons, severed weapons, or magic spells. I'm going to reverse the process on the WERERATs. Now, the information I'm putting on here is for group. Okay, it's the information I'm trying to put on here is for environmental system data and social interaction data. So Dungeon Master information, gameplay mechanics is not going to be in here. Okay, so information like actually Wolfsbane must be used as a weapon in normal combat procedure. That's a game master's information. That's not for example, enemy characters severely hurt by where creatures of these will become an enemy throw of the same type. That's not going to be put into this data sheet. Victims will show signs of disease on half that time. That's not going to be in the data sheet. Disease will kill non-humans. That's social interaction, so that has to be in there. It may be cured by a high-level cleric, level or greater, as explained in D&D expert rules. That is main level is the highest is level 10, level 9. AD&D is level 10. Dungeons and Dragons is level 9. So instead of 11th level, it's 9th level. Any character who becomes a full will creature will become an NPC. That's not going to be in the notes here. Can speak common in either form. WERERATs are sneaky and often set ambushes, surprising on a roll of 1 to 4 on a d6. That may or may not be ended. I am debating on that. If that's going to be, but that's social interactions, so that should be on there. Right. Wait a minute. I may be doing this wrong. Link control mechanics. Rat disease mechanics. Vampire mechanics. Okay, this monster list has obsolete, lycanthrope mechanics. Okay. You see, Okay, what I'm doing, okay, I'm adding this information here to the environmental system, and I should not be. Okay, this is the original monster list, and you see what I'm. You've got lives in caves. It's nocturnal. Look for fruit and veggies at night. This is social. Non-intelligent. Kept as pets by Neanderthals. This is social information. This is environmental notes that that I need to use for these monsters, and that means that I need to do mechanics. That needs to be on the mechanics list. Let's see what I was trying to hear. Okay, wait a minute. Eyesight. Environmental system, vampire. Monster summoning, shape-shifting, associated monsters. Yeah. And then I have monster settings for vampires. And then I have giant vampire. And then everything about the vampires. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm doing things wrong. Bit by bit, things getting done. Okay, so what we're going to do is because WERERATs are different from standard lycanthropes. Okay. Dungeons and Dragons. RPG. Red Book Rules. Red Book Rules. Copyright 1980. And we're going to just one of two, because there's a lot of notes. Vampire mechanics. The vampire mechanics is not dotted. Okay. All right. One, two, three, four. Lycanthrope. Mechanics. We did it. Okay, so Okay, that is out. Monster list, additional monsters. Okay. This can go back into the thing. I don't need this anymore. For the time being. It's a reference materials, and I needed that to help me keep myself organized. Some guidance. Those information is not, well, some of that information. That data sheet is itself obsolete, but some of the data that's on there is useful. Will be transferred, or to some other data sheets. Okay, lycanthrope. Okay, that's environmental system. Okay, lycanthropy needs to go bye-bye. This has nothing to do with environments or monster relations, so we're going to... It's that kind of information will go into the other monster settings and stuff like that. Okay, vampire storylines. Okay, that's not needed at this time. Normal bat. You see, this is, yeah. What we're going to do is environments, associated monsters, and additional monsters. Okay, this additional monsters is the classifications: nocturnal, cave, and abandoned buildings. So that's what this lycanthrope WERERAT should have. That's the information that. And what I'm doing is with this lycanthropy is I'm doing this. Okay, we're going to, okay, we're just, I'm going to rewrite it, but I'm going to see, I may have to do it a little bit differently. We are at 1 hour and 32 minutes. Okay. Lycanthropy mechanics. Lycanthropy. Link it now. Yeah. Lycanthropy is a disease. Lycanthropy will not kill giant rats. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if I do this, that's Dungeon Master information that's in flux. Won't kill giant rats. But will turn okay, I need to kill giant rats. But turning so I don't want to do giant rats here. So I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Instead, of turning the giant rat, okay, that's it. We'll turn the, okay. I got rid of that thing. Instead, we'll turn there we go. The giant rat into a WERERAT lycanthrope. regardless of the, okay, yeah. Wrong one. Regardless of the rare creature type. Okay, that explains things better. Okay, okay, let's get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Environment. Environments. There is none. Wait a minute. That is incorrect. We have normal rat environments, giant rat environments, human environments. Or would that be under... that'd be under additional monsters. Wait. That's right. Environmental system vampires. Environments, observe normal rat environments. Yeah. Normal environments. Giant rat environments. Because they can communicate with normal rats, and they can summon giant rats. and human environments because they can look like humans and blend in with humans. Now, whether they do or not, that's a different story. How often they do that is a different story. And as a dungeon master, I can determine how often they do that, and you know, why they do that, or you know. So normal range. Okay, so here's the giant bat. No, normal. Okay, we got environments. We have the associated monsters. Normal rat. Giant rat. Human. Lycanthropes. Lycanthropes. And then we have additional monsters. Yeah. And we're going to go continuing on back. And we're going to put this additional monsters on the back side. Because what I'm going to do on the additional monsters, I'm going to have normal red environments, giant red environments, human environments, and lycanthrope environments. Okay. We are playing with what? Environmental system, WERERAT, lycanthrope. Okay. Okay. And this is page 2 of 2. Dungeons and Dragons. RPG. Red Book Rules. Copyright 1980. Environmental system. WERERAT. Lycanthrope. And we have additional monsters. Normal red environments. Giant red environments. Human environments. and lycanthrope environments. Lycanthrope. And that would include WERERAT. Let's just go down the list here. Werewolf. Werewolf. Were-tiger. Were-bear. And a devil swine. This campaign includes both basic monsters and expert monsters combined in one. They coexist. So that's that. Okay. And we are at 1 hour and 55 minutes. Really. We don't need the environmental system. Okay, we need this for the time being. We need this, okay. Okay, that's not that. Giant bat, giant vampire bat, WERERAT. Oh. And then we have the normal bat. Okay. Let's see here. WERERAT lycanthrope mechanics. Definitely going to do continue on back. So let's do that. Get it over with. Lycanthropy is a disease. Lycanthropy is a disease. Wererats are beasts. That can turn into humans. Wererats prefer to use man-sized rat form. Man size would be 120 pounds. A Great Dane, the size of a Great Dane, basically. Big dogs, you know, size of a big dog. 120 pounds or bigger. Wererats may become full-size humans. And we go to that, and we go like that. If hit by wolfbane, save is put run away. Must be used as okay. Wolfbane is a lycanthrope data, so we're going to put that in there. We'll turn back into a giant rat form. Unkilled. Okay. Let's see here. Lycanthrope will kill non-humans. Oh, okay, rare creatures. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Where are we here? We'll kill non-humans instead of turning them into rare creatures. Okay. Lycanthropes. If lycanthropes are hit now they say they use the term okay, they say you use the term okay, hit by Wolfbane, then they say the sprig of Wolfbane must be swung or thrown. So it's either sprig of Wolfbane or Wolfbane. A droid bundle of Wolfbane may drive off were creatures and other lycanthropes if the character hits the creature with the Wolfbane in hand-to-hand combat. So you can't put it on the an arrow tip and then Wolfbane one bunch for expert rules. Weapons, Wolfbane one bunch. Okay, there is no description, equipment descriptions in the basic rules. And in 1980s. Let's see here. Oh, okay. A small flowering plant that can be used to ward off lycanthropes. Turn the box. Pull arm. Module. Completely designed and challenging adventures available from TSR Hobbies Incorporated that contain maps, keys, background information, NPCs, and other information for use by the DM to use in his or her campaign. Okay, that is it for descriptions. That's it. There is monsters, encounters, saving throws. Okay, holy water, oil. Adventures, light is doors, retainers, encumbrance, the adventure, spells, higher level cleric and magic user spells. We got 4, 5, and 6 for magic clerics, 4, 5, and 6 for magic users and elves. That's basically for the NPCs. Magic use elf spells. Spells, that's clerical spells. Example sheet. Creating a player character. Hopeless characters. Alignments. So you got the equipment, magic users, halflings, characters. Okay, bonus ability, penalties due to abilities, character ability score adjustments. How to win. Winning and losing, things important to most games, do not apply to D&D games. The Dungeon Master and other players do not play against each other, even though the Dungeon Master often plays the role of various monsters which threaten the player characters. The Dungeon Master must not take sides. He or she is a guide and a referee, the person who keeps the action flowing and creates an exciting adventure. Player characters have fun by overcoming fantastic obstacles and winning treasure. But this does not end the game, nor is the game lost when an unlucky player's character dies, since the player may simply roll up a new character and continue playing. A good D&D campaign is similar to the creation of a fantasy novel written by the DM and the players. And that should apply to all RPG systems. Okay. Excuse me for yawning. Okay. Sprig of Wolfbane or Wolfbane. Say a bundle, a sprig, a sprig would be like a branch. A bundle okay, the bundle is to be used in melee combat, but a spear can be thrown or swung or thrown as a weapon. Therefore, you can use a sprig of Wolfbane on an arrow to attack a lycanthrope. Okay, is it, okay, we're going to just, okay, what I'm going to do is if lycanthropes are, no, if a lycanthrope is if a lycanthrope is hit by Wolfbane, is that Wolfbane or Wolfbane? Wolfbane. And we're going to parentheses that with sprig or bunch if then. GDO basic coding practice translated to prose writing. It must be okay. If a lycanthrope is hit by a wolfsbane, it must save versus poison or run away. Okay. The lycanthrope must save versus poison. Yeah. Because we're on the lycanthrope mechanics and not the WERERAT lycanthrope mechanics. Save versus poison. Or anyway, there was a computer game. I forget the name. I got it in the cabinet here. It's a series like something like Axis and Allies, but it's American Civil War setting, and troops rout a lot, and so when your unit gets routed, you hear a guy say, "Run away!" That's where I got that from. It sounds very similar to that. Okay, if lycanthrope is hit by a wolfsbane sprig or bunch, then the lycanthrope must save versus poison or run away in fear. The next, where are we here? The sprig of wolfbane, the wolfbane sprig or bunch must be swung or thrown as a weapon using normal combat procedures. Must be swung or thrown as a weapon. Using normal combat procedures. I'm going to capitalize the weapon. Because that's game terminology. I'm going to capitalize that normal combat procedures. I'm an American, and my writing style is a variation of the American writing standard. I started developing it in 1984, 1985. First thing I did is I started using that in my writings, because when I write during my writings, the way I write and the way I speak in my writings, in normal American, this is how you ask a question. That's normal. And when you're reading through my writings and I ask a question, you go right past it thinking, oh, it's a normal sentence. Then you get at the end, oh, that's a question? Wait, what's the question? So I started using, I don't know what it's called. I called it the upside down question mark. And I got that from the Spanish language. I learned Spanish in kindergarten from a kindergarten classmate, some words and stuff. And then back in Louisville, Kentucky, then she moved on, and I, didn't see her again, and didn't speak Spanish, and I lost my Spanish. And then 7th grade, I was in Texas, in Houston, Texas. So I went to a public library, got a How to Speak Spanish album set, 4 albums, and which is a big deal. And I learned some Spanish there, but more importantly, I learned how to phonetically read Spanish. And I learned how, and so I adopted this question. I did not do the upside down exclamation marks because that looks like eyes. When I go A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You see, the upside down question marks look like eyes, so I don't do that. I don't do this. I just do this for the questions and to help. There you go. Oh, here's a question. What's this? That was developed in 1984, 1985. The question marks was in 84. In 85, I started doing capitalization rules, modifications, to the USA standard, because between 1980 and 1986, I was writing letters to newspapers, news magazines, TV stations, news stations, talking about a variety of different subjects. And I was also doing, I was an aspiring novelist, so I was trying to write novels also. And I was using RPG systems to help break my writer's block. Well, that was after I moved to San Antonio in June of '86. So I have technical drafting training, and I have architectural drafting training. So the terminologies and capitalizations of the terminologies like engineering, naval architecture, industrial architecture, structural engineering, they have different terminologies, different capitalization rules. The medical field has its capitalization rules and its rules for italics and stuff like that. The legal system has its rules. The political system has its rules, and they're different. And they don't jive with each other. And then I got into RPG. It has its own set of terminologies and stuff. And again, the capitalizations and the terminologies. It's like, okay, what's, you know. So I just created my own set of capitalization rules. I started doing that and be done with everybody else. So this is, and so it's, you know, this, it has evolved over time. It's still evolving. This was before internet. And then you got typewriters. Some typewriters have italics, some don't. You got computer systems that do italics and that don't do italics. I use cursive for italics in my writings, handwriting projects. So yeah, I do. I have done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, you know. And then this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now my H's and K's kind of merge like that. There is a little difference, so sometimes I have to, you see me doing a lot of correction on my K's because they end up looking like H's a lot of the time. So that's why I'm frequently rewriting back, erasing the back, continuing on back. Well, I gotta redo that. Okay. So yeah. This is my own writing style. My writing style also changes the punctuations. Back in my elementary school years, 1972 and 1975, I was using brackets, braces, and parentheses, and my prose writings when not doing mathematical calculations. And so, in math, you go like 2 times 2. And there we go, -1 here. So as you do, this is mathematical. Oops. Get rid of this. Oh, I did that wrong. Yeah, I'm very inconsistent on those braces. And I'm not sure I was using this in my prose writings, and that did not deal with math, and this is how they use the math. By the time I was in middle school, I kind of stopped using it. And then in high school, I started using these in my prose writings again, a little bit. Since I moved to San Antonio in June of '86, this, meaning my prose writings, is a rarity. It does occur, but my prose, without, when not dealing with math, very rarely, but it does occur. So, but, yeah, so that's part of my writing style too. But you don't see it very often. But I developed that back in first, second, third grade. First, second, and third grade. Let's see here. Okay, what's next? If hit by whizbang, save versus poison, run away. Must be used as a weapon. There are no more combat procedures. Okay, this goes bye-bye. Not that one. That one. WERERAT. Let's see here. This is it. 2 hours and 43 minutes. Some animals. Don't like the smell. Of lycanthropes. You see, I got link, so I got to go with lycanthropes because if I go lin, I put an N in there instead of it should be to eliminate the N. I got to go like. Oh, there's going to be Lincoln type thing. Lycanthropes. And will react in fear. And that goes back up. When I started playing RuneScape between 2004 and 2004, and on the RuneScape forums back in those days, you could have bold print, italics print, bold and italics print combined, and normal print. So I was using all of that for my terminologies and stuff. Some formats, forums, did not have all of that. So I was using and sometimes I use all capitals, sometimes I use, I was using my capitalization rule systems, and it was changing depending, and between 2004 and 2016, I did not just RuneScape, but I was on all kinds of forums, games, Arcade, Star Sonata, Navy Field, blogging on there, and some forums, and then Space Exploration Online on American Online. And so and even on Facebook, notes section, there are variations. Some formats had italics, some did not. Some had bold print, some did not. Some you can combine italics and bold print, some you cannot. So there was variations in that. And so my capitalization rules change according to that. And even in my own writings, computer writings on computer systems, bold print was sometimes available, sometimes is not. Italics was sometimes available, sometimes it was not. Combination with some. So I'd be using one type of system, and then establish the rules for that, and then go to another system and have to reinvent the capitalization rules and procedures to accommodate the lacking of italics, bold, and italics and bold print. So there was a lot of fluctuation going on, a lot of rules variations happening with my capitalization rule systems. Also, I couldn't, because a lot of formats don't allow me to do the upside down question mark. I just do a regular question mark. So I'll go like that. I do this. When I can't do this. So you see this is because I can't do that. So and between 1992 and 2016, computer systems formats and printer formats were incompatible with each other. So I had to do restarts from scratch on various projects. RPG projects I was doing, the History of Clone World, Mega Journal Campaign projects, rewriting the Champions of Super Role Playing Game, aka Hero System 4th Edition. Excuse me, Hero System 4th Edition, because that publication was full of editorial errors and rule system, errors, rules mechanic errors. And in 2005, I got Hero System 5th Edition. I looked at the rules, see how they added to the system. Hero System 5th Edition did, when it came to the character tables, character guidelines, they kind of mimicked what I was doing with what I did with 4th edition. They made it more how I did the character levels. I look at the character guidelines for Harrison as character levels in a D&D game system, being comparable to that. There is there's a limit, there's a game limit on the 4th edition. I created character levels beyond that. I created a character level to cap what was on the table there. Then I created another character level to cap that, but have an unlimited so I have the character level that I created to cap is capped, and then there's another level, and then which was unlimited. Then I created I modified that, so there's now and these were the multi-hall level, what I call the multi-hall characters. There are now 3 multi-hall levels. So within on top of the original character level class guidelines, so there's like 11 now. For the years I have like 11 or 12. Depending on, I gotta look at that. The small child from the 5th edition is different from the small child from the 4th edition. So I incorporated both of those into the game. So I think there's 12 now. And the 4th edition is like 11. It's been a while. In 1995, some of my RPG stuff got stolen. The original 1980s version got stolen. This is a 1981 publication that I purchased sometime later in the early 2000s. Let's see here. So yeah, between 1993 and 2016, I was going through a lot. Well, 2005, I went through a lot of computer systems and a lot of printers, and so I had to restart over and over and over. I got to where I get to the point where that I was working on the Hero Champions campaign for the Hero system, which is the Hero system has two campaign levels. You have your Hero campaign and you got your Superhero campaign. Your Hero campaign is like your Sherlock Holmes and Poirot and what's their, Agatha Christie, and I'm thinking the Angela Lansbury series. Then you got your superheroes. That's your Superman, your Spider-Man, your Iron Man characters. And what My Hero Champions campaign does is combine the two into one campaign. They do not, so the character rules designs is more flexible. You can, the main difference with my rules division is that hero characters basically has wealth levels, but your superhero characters can have wealth levels too. There's a blending of the two systems, and so to do that, I have to rewrite the rules for that. On top of the editorial errors that were in the game system. On top of that, I have DC Heroes role-playing game, first edition. It has game system mechanics that Hero system does not have. The fourth edition that I have. Basically, characters can design and create objects, gadgets, and objects. Gadgets are science and technology stuff. Objects are magical stuff. So you had workshops for magic items. You had laboratories for science and technology items. So I incorporated that into the hero system. The skill levels in the hero system was unlimited. I capped the skill levels, and the capping was based on the hero system skill levels. So the SCADA skills and stuff like that, and the gadgetry skills and the object skills, were incorporated into the hero system. So I had to do that. There's a game system called Subplots that hero system has. Hero system 5th edition has a section called Subplots, but it's actually campaigns. Is actually a campaign, how to make a campaign storyline. So the hero system has subplot mechanics that hero system does not have, which means you can create a storyline. You have mechanics for creating storylines that the hero system did not have. So I incorporated that into the Heroes and Champions campaign. 4th edition. 5th edition does not have the subplot mechanics and stuff. But what I did, when the stuff got stolen in 95, I recreated it, and when I got to the point where I was at when the stuff got stolen, I had to change computer systems or printer systems and which means I had to redo everything from scratch, and I did that for 10 years. And when I got Hero System 5th edition, I looked at how if they fixed the power descriptions issues. They did not. Mechanics. So it's like, okay, Hero System is broken. It's designed to be broken. And so Hero System was a core piece of the Heroes and Champions, the History of Clone War campaign setting. The Clone War campaign, which is the 1980s version campaign, and the Ancient Earth campaign, which is a D&D Gear Gygax first edition campaign. They too are a core mechanic, a core campaign to the History of Clone War. But when I moved to San Antonio, I moved away from Dungeons and Dragons and started doing other game systems like Traveler, Star Frontiers, Mega Traveler, Traveler 2300, Battletech, the Battletech 2nd edition, which is a MechWarrior RPG system for 2nd edition, DC Heroes. So yeah, I just moved away from Dungeons and Dragons and Advanced Dungeons and Dragons after moving to San Antonio. And then in 2004, I started doing video games, and started, so I was on forums and stuff, and reading writing my stuff. People were complaining about, oh, I'm shouting because I'm using capitalization for my headings and stuff, and I can't. My eyes hurt because of all the capitals that you're using and stuff. So, whatever. Let's see here. It's going on 3 hours. I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to the next video. I'm going to continue on with the Lycanthrope data sheet. There's a lot of things going on here. Oh, the WERERAT Lycanthrope. That's one I've done. That's done. Okay. Darken that up a little bit. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 environmental systems to do. 14 plus. These would have additional, these could generate additional environmental systems, data sheets. May or may not. So, yeah. Okay, let's put everything away. Lycanthrope mechanics and all that. So yeah, I'm going to do Lycanthrope down. This is generic. Then I'm going to do Lycanthrope, WERERAT Lycanthropes, Werewolf Lycanthropes. Oh god. And then I'm going to have a WERERAT. Wait, I got the WERERAT data sheet. Probably going to have to do monster settings for the WERERATs. Yeah, I don't know. Lycanthropes go before rats. Okay, the Vampire storyline, that'd be settings. That's the counter tables. Yep. And this is a prelude. They're doing the vampire stuff. Getting this done is going to be a prelude to the Under One Monster adventure storyline that I want to do. Adventure module. Déjà fini?